Hey everyone, thank you for joining me in my studio today. Today we have a Maytag top-load washing machine with this style interface on it, and I want to show you how to get into the troubleshooting modes, the error codes, and everything that's involved with that to try to troubleshoot and figure out exactly what's wrong with your washing machine. We'll go over a few other helpful modes as well. So let's get into this machine and hopefully I can help you figure out what's exactly wrong with your washing machine today.
To enter diagnostics, note that the machine must be in standby or an off state, with nothing displayed on the display screen. If this code doesn't work, make sure to unplug the washing machine, wait 30 seconds, then reattempt this code. To enter diagnostics with the display screen off, select any three of the keys that you see on the screen right now circled, and from the control panel, press them in order 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you've pressed them in the order correctly, you're going to see this screen pop up, showing that you've entered a mode for service technicians. To exit, press the deep fill mode at the screen. To enter, press delay start. Once on this mode, the display will tell you how to select the options that you want to use for the diagnostic mode. To begin navigation, press the delay start button. From here, you'll be able to go through the modes by pressing the left and right keys as we showed on the screen key picture. To select a mode, press the enter button, and then to go back, press the exit or the cancel button. For example here, I press the delay start button to get into the factory cycle mode, which is a factory test mode. It'll run the test until that's completed, but if I want to end it, I simply press the back button as shown here. Next, I'm going to go through some of the diagnostic modes and show you what they mean. On the first screen, the DLMS calibration cycle is what most people are going to call the recalibration mode or the reset mode. This mode is critical to use if you've installed any new parts on the machine so the unit knows that you've actually replaced the part. Here are the notes about this particular mode and what parts absolutely require you to rerun this calibration mode, as well as a few other notes about what this mode can do for you. It's super helpful as a technician. Next are two more modes on this screen, which is the factory calibration cycle and the factory reset. Likely you are not going to need to touch either of these two modes, so we are not going to use them. Let's go back to the main menu to learn about other key diagnostic modes. Here are the 6 major selections on the service screen: factory diagnostics, system information, fault history, service diagnostics, the demo mode, and then exit out of the service mode and go back to normal operation. Let's go to the fault history next and explain that system. When you press the start button on this, the screen will populate any type of fault code history this washing machine has experienced. On this specific washer, there are no actual fault codes. This is a good working washer. But if there were fault codes, the machine would begin to display up to 4 fault codes, each of which would involve an F code and an E code, like F7E4 or F0E5, to explain what problem has happened at some point in the past for this washing machine. Now, if you got these codes and want to remove them to retest the machine and see if they're new codes or old ones, you can cycle to the right once and then execute the clear fault history mode in case there are any old stored codes, again, so you can get a fresh start. But with all these F codes and E codes, what do they really mean? Let's show you the fault code list for your Maytag washing machine, what they mean, and some ideas on what could be a solution. Here is the start of the list for the fault codes. There's quite a few of these, and we're going to go over them slowly over the next few minutes. I may not be speaking during these, but this is everyone that's for this style of washing machine. Now with the error codes understood, let's go to more modes on this unit. Back in the diagnostic service mode, the fourth selection that we're going to get to is the service diagnostics, which contains powerful tools that you can use to try to root out what is actually causing your machine problems and test individual components. Once you're in this fourth selection, there are now 4 more possible tests you can actually activate. The HMI test, which handles all the buttons and dials, which will show you if something isn't working on your particular model to show if the interface is bad, but I'm not going to go into that as it's pretty rare and also self-explanatory. Next is the component activation test. Once you hit the delay start button, you can individually test every single feature on this washing machine. Here is a list that pops up showing all the different modes you can select manually to test each part on this style of Maytag washing machine. Now, if you want to start an individual test, just press the start button and the test will begin. To end it, just hit the back button, which on this case is the deep fill button. Your list of tests could vary on model type, though, so here's a list of all the possible tests that you may find beyond the 17 I think that we have on this exact washing machine here. Now, once you're done with this, to exit from any mode of operation, again, simply hit the back button, which is, again, the deep fill mode on this machine. So let's go ahead and check out 2 more modes on the service diagnostics segment of this washing machine. The first one, which I believe is the third choice, is the sensor mode. This allows you to test all the various sensors with a multimeter. This is an extremely advanced test that will vary from model to model, but for full disclosure, here's the list of sensor tests on the screen, but you generally have to be a technician and have access to the full gigantic manual to be able to understand what these mean, and it is kind of complex. Finally, the last mode I want to show you is the Diagnostic Cycle. This will force the machine to test every component to see where a fault could potentially lie with the operation process. It basically tests every function in the washing machine like you are just running a normal mode, but it forces everything to go through even if there's a failure. This will help you find fault codes that prevent the unit from running. You do want to wipe all the error codes in the error code mode before running this so it doesn't think that there's any problems and it will start to populate codes if something's preventing it from running. This is the diagnostic cycle chart to where you can see where, when, and how each test is going to run, how long it runs for, and it may help you spot the area where the machine is failing out, causing problems. Between these modes and the component activation mode and the error codes, you have powerful tools here available to troubleshoot any problem on this style washing machine to figure out what may need replaced or what's actually causing all of the problems. Now, the very last thing I want to show you on this Maytag Washing Troubleshooter Guide for this washer is the Technician's Guide to tests or actions that you could take to fix the washer. I have access to the tech manual because, well, I pay for it. So many of the blue links is from their online PDF, which I can't redistribute for free right now. I'm trying to work on a way to share this info at a later time. Check the description and the comments for more of that information. Now with all the troubleshooting guide done, that's it for this video. To exit the diagnostic system, either go to mode number 6 and hit the delay start button to go ahead and exit everything, or simply press the power off button on the machine, or you could unplug it, wait 30 seconds and plug it in. I hope this all helps you get your washing machine back to normal.